Hey, this is Tony Schumacher out here at the Thunder Valley Nationals in Bristol, Tennessee. Throughout the week, we've been collecting questions from our Go Army Facebook and Twitter fans and followers. Here are a few. John Stafford asks, right before the green light, do you ever have a moment of panic, or is it all business until the chutes deploy? It's a great question. We don't wait for the green light. If I hear the other guy leave, that would create panic because I'm dead late if we're waiting for that green light. Truth is, it's called a 4/10 tree, a pro tree. All three of the ambers flash. When they flash, we go. I have made enough laps. My guys are good enough that I don't have to have that question. I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure some drivers have a panic. Not sure if the car is going to make it or not. The fact is, you have to distance yourself from that. Be a machine. Get in the car and do what you know how to do. Light comes on, go. Let your body react to the situations that it's presented with. Great question. Patricia Lewis West Rittenhouse, my buddy, she asks, how do you know if you're smoking the tires? Is it RPMs or feel? It all happens so fast. Do you drive or react or both? Phenomenal question. You're bolted to that race car. A lot of things happen. Some drivers choose not to wear earplugs. They want to hear. Some drivers like myself wear phenomenal earplugs molded to my head. Basically, I want to hear if the RPM raises at all. But if the car's not going forward, if that 5.5 G's pressing against your body changes and goes to 2 G's because a couple of G's are lifting up now, you know you're smoking the tires. Some drivers get off and on that throttle and catch it quicker than others. We definitely feel it. The RPMs come up. Clearly you can hear them come up. If a driver catches it right, the people in the stand shouldn't see the car smoke the tires at all or very little. You should catch it before that. Now in qualifying, it's different. Qualifying, we're not going to get out and back on it. You're going to see the car clearly smoke the tires because the driver is hoping the car will clear up and make it down the track. So we're not going to get off and get back on it and risk oiling the track down, losing points. Nice question. Eric Sheffield asks, and this is a long one here. So back when you ran a full quarter mile, I think 320 was more now, mile per hour was about 332 and ET was 4.30 or so. Seems like since you went to 1,000 foot, the times have gotten much better, ET and mile per hour. Since they have gotten better in 1,000, could you calculate what you would run in a full quarter mile with the secrets you have learned since the change? Dynamite question. I understand where you're going with that. Now that we're going to 1,000 foot, what would we essentially be running with the more power and all the things we've changed? Very difficult question, though, because the parts and pieces are in the car are getting to 1,000 foot quicker because we know they don't have to go to 1,001 feet. We can use them up. The wick, as we call it, is no longer a quarter mile. It's now 1,000 foot. That car doesn't have to perform past that. We don't want to harm the engine. We don't want to oil the track down, but the fact is we need to get there ahead of the other guy. So the developments, the technologies, all the preparation goes to 1,000 foot, all the focus. So to be able to calculate it, would we be running 340? Probably. Would we be running 345? Not sure, because we'd have to adjust a lot of the parts and pieces to get that extra 320 feet. Not sure if you were doing that, if you'd be able to go off and still continue to make the power that you're making as we're making now. It's an awesome question. I see where you guys are going with these. Troy Greer asked, Tony, if there are any setup changes beyond the normal for Bristol's elevation and humidity is beyond the 90s here each day of the past week or so, do you guys pretty much set up the same and see what the track will hold? Absolutely not. We've raced her many years. We've won the last 3 years. Our crew chief, and the data that we've assembled will play an important factor, obviously, in going out and winning this race. Thanks to our Facebook and Twitter fans and followers for the questions. We'll keep them coming. If you've seen myself and NASCAR teammate Ryan Newman are answering a few each week throughout the race season. Look for the posts on Go Army Facebook wall at www.facebook.com/Go Army, or follow us at Twitter at Army Racing to find out how to submit a question each week. Last but not least, I'd like to thank all of our Army Strong soldiers, civilians, veterans, and families as we celebrate the Army's 236th birthday for all they have done and continue to do. Hooah.